Good morning, y'all. David Atkins, targeted individual. And today I'm going to touch on a very sensitive subject that I hate to even touch on, but I've had plenty of questions, ever since I started my channel about sexual programming uh, and how it's done on kids and adults. And I found some very reliable information finally that I feel comfortable sharing about. And uh, I'm going to start with a Bible verse, but yeah, and a little bit about me lately. We have been getting hit very hard in this house. Right now, my stomach's vibrating, electricity in my chest, my legs. My head's not so much heated up right now. We've been getting crazy lights in the middle of the morning outside the house. Stuff like that. And the other night, I was so sick I had to take 3 nausea pills in one day. I don't know if I mentioned that. But yeah, we've been getting tormented. So things. And another thing, don't go blow money on shielding. Um, you know, these people just blow all this money on shielding, and it'll work for a couple of days, and they'll change the frequency. So unless you know for a fact it will work, do not do it. Robert Duncan talks about something in his book called nano tricks, and what they'll do is they'll see you go buy, let's say, $1,000 worth of shielding, and they'll stop hitting you for a month. And then you'll go tell all your friends, this works, this works, this works. And the whole time they just wasn't hitting you, making you thinking it worked. And Robert Duncan talks about that being a nano trick. And then you done spread the word that this shielding works, and everybody's thinking you're a fake TI because you're spreading false information. See, they play games. It's all games. Do not play the game. So anyway, and well, I was going to touch on something else, but it slipped my mind. And if I think about it, I will. All right. So what I'm about to share is about sexual programming. However, this information is good information, reliable information. I can guarantee it. However, I do not know enough about it to answer questions in the comments about it. So if you're going to comment asking me questions about it, I don't have the answers, but I do have some good information for you. I don't know enough about it. I'm lucky and don't suffer that. Never have. They like burning me and frying me with dues and gang stalking me and tormenting me and V2K. But as far as sexual programming, I don't get it. So I haven't experienced it. So I don't want to try to answer questions and act like an expert on it. However, this is reliable information. Like I said, that I know that. All right. So I'm going to start off with one simple Bible verse. And this applies to all TIs, even if you ain't a believer. Proverbs 25:18. A man who bears false witness against his neighbor is like a club, a sword, and a sharp arrow. Okay, here we go. Sexual programming is not pleasant to write about, but is important to know about and understand well, as it causes the targeted men and women children who grow up into adulthood many emotional, mental, and physical health problems. These horrific scripted mind games of sexual manipulation and abuse of women and children can be opposed and overcome in many cases if one knows how it's occurring and how it works. Any method or technique that lowers a person's energy or vitality, sleep deprivation, torture, etc., will make the person more susceptible to mind control manipulation for sexual programming methods. With children, the CIA contractors targeting the child need to begin the targeting program with extreme physical and psychological trauma and violence somewhere between 3 and 6 years of age, before the core personality of the child has set. The child is brutalized using extreme trauma to force the core personality of the child to fragment into altered personalities, which can then be located with psychological probing techniques and programmed. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to try to post this word for word in the description, but I don't know if it's over 5,000. If it's over 5,000 letters, I can't do it, but I'm going to try. A mind control victim's sexual energy is heavily manipulated in trauma-based mind control, because there's a relationship between sexual energy and mind remote neural manipulation. Medical and scientific findings provide data that show that there's a huge connection between mental functions and sexual functions. Scientists discovered that if you could hold the point where the person was about to have an orgasm but not have the orgasm, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind would lock together as one, which is why forced orgasms are induced repetitively upon the mind control victim. The mental functions associated with orgasm are replicated and duplicated by injection feedback into the remote neural monitoring and remote neural manipulation system, supercomputer, and scientists are able to use those findings for memory erasure and layering in of false memories into an individual, such as the false and fabricated memory of being sexually molested or raped as a child. Am I saying everybody that says they're sexually molested and raped are having false memories? No, I'm not. It is real, but they can put it in a child's head to make you think it. The more intensified and horrific the sexual abuse and terrorization programming is, the easier it is to layer in the mind control and false memories as the person being tortured becomes super suggestible. CIA and DoD operatives have also developed neuroprogramming techniques that induce the orgasmic state electronically and hold it there. The person being programmed is thrown into the orgasmic state, and then a huge variety of mind control programs are installed into the individual through post-hypnotic suggestion. The CIA and DoD have made up words like conspiracy theory and thrown it out to the public to brainwash uneducated people with disinformation, lies, and misinformation, half-truths. These mind control programs are no theory. They're deadly real, especially for the children and adults who are selected for non-consensual human experimentation. They sexually torture and traumatize small children between the ages 3 to 6 years of age and up to help to achieve the fragmentation of the their core personality with this type of beta programming, using rape, sexual molestation, etc. Because children exposed to this sexual trauma at a very early age before the core personality develops are more likely to develop altered personalities through artificially induced multiple personality disorder. Artificial multiple personality disorder is induced to adults, more easily children, at a young age, because the brain seeks to protect itself from long-term extreme physical and psychological trauma and thus begins to fragment from the person's normal core personality to MPD, multiple personalities, alter personalities. Alters are then located and programmed. These rape and sexual molestation experiments on young children are based on satanic ritual abuse and are truly the stuff of nightmares. The horrific torture and sexual abuse of children, also called satanic ritual abuse, has been a key component in the creation of mind control slaves. Missing children, sexual abuse, and children and pedophilia all around the world point to involvement of an organized network of high-level criminals who covertly operate outside the control system. Former FBI specialist, agent, and private investigator Ted Gunderson agrees. He claims there's a considerable overlap from the various groups and organizations, but one of the driving forces is the satanic cult movement today. In his video, Satanism and the CIA's International Trafficking of Children, the former FBI chief Ted Gunderson establishes the CIA has a program in place for selection and grooming of these extremely young children, but adults are targeted as well. This matter is beyond the scope of this article, but involves the CIA and British intelligence sanctioning the ritualist and horrifyingly torturing cold-blooded murder. And that's all for today's video, folks. And, as y'all know, I am disabled, and I do this. I don't do it to get money. However, I am going to start putting my PayPal in the description of every video. I mean, if somebody wants to throw me $10, but I'm going to do it regardless if I get any donations. It's just something like, if you want to help me out, you can. But anyway, God bless y'all. And like I said, I don't experience this enough to tell you about it, give advice about it. This is reliable information, though. So if you want to ask me about what's going on as far as that in the comments, I won't have the answers. But feel free to comment about something else, or, if you have a question or a suggestion about what I should do a video on, I would be glad to take that. So anyway, I hope this helps somebody. I've had a lot of people ask me how it works, and I hope this helps the people that ask me understand how it works. And God bless y'all. Y'all have a good day. I'll probably do my next video. If not tomorrow, it'll be Tuesday. Y'all have a good day.